So guys, if you guys are currently watching this on our YouTube, welcome to Residual Income for Beginners. This is where we actually show you how to build residual income through simple businesses. And today we're actually interviewing one of my mentees. He goes by the name of Robert Ruiz, Alex Ruiz. What do you prefer, Alex or Robert?
Alex is fun.
Okay, cool. So we're going to say Alex Ruiz, and I'm here with my co-host, John Hernandez. John Hernandez is actually a consultant for CashFly. He's been working with me for the past 3.5 years, guys, and he is a wealth of knowledge. We have helped thousands of people build residual income throughout the United States, and we are interviewing one of those people today. So, Alex, for the people that don't know you, who are you, brother? What's a little bit of background on yourself?
Well, for one, I would say I'm a serial entrepreneur. Obviously, I have my own business. I do credit. I fund businesses. I can do SBA. I'm more of a loan broker as well. And then from there, I just got into real estate, trying to get into Section 8. And then from there, I'm just trying to consistently build forms of income, build residually, and honestly just try to be the black sheep of the family.
Okay. And then, John, for the people that don't know you, what's your background? Who are you?
Hi guys, my name is John Hernandez. Local in the California area, Riverside area. Family of 5. Like to work out, do CrossFit. To all my CrossFit people out there, also like to go on riding side-by-sides. I do that with my family. I also like to go to the river. I'm just a normal guy, really simple. Spending time with family, it's my I guess my goal all the time to spend with them. And also helping individuals, help them build a business.
Love it. Love it. All right, guys. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Q&A today. Alex, so give us a rough background on your actual history with credit card processing. What got you excited about it? What got you interested about it? And then how has your journey been in the past 12 months?
So what got me into CashFly, right? Is actually, I saw one of your posts. It was about making residual income every single month. And I was like, well, I already do sales and everything. What I do is I pretty much help businesses. So I was like, why not step into a same venture that has like financial, kind of like literacy, where I can help businesses save money on payment processes, right? So my mind just kind of like blew up. I was like, I help people get into cars, get them into houses, help them get capital, and I can help them open up locations. So I was like, that sounds like leads to me. So that's where I hit up Paul. Paul introduced me to another guy inside the rep of CashFly, and then from there I closed out the deal. It was very quick, very simple. And then the last 12 months, the way it's been going, for one, I've been not only scoping out, I've been taking a lot of tests, been talking to a lot of business owners. I actually started speaking at events about what I do, credit, funding, but also I can help them save money on Square. Also, let's say if they're using Cash App or different stuff, different methods, I said, I could save you guys thousands of dollars in the back end and obviously get you more money in the front, it's money that you guys would never touch in the first place. So me, not only speaking at events, being a key figure, they know I'm local where I'm at. It obviously gave me a lot of trust. They trusted me. Then they would trust me again on top of the credit, top of the capital. They would trust me. It was like a simple, easy transition to another stream of revenue. So that's how it's been going last 2 minutes.
I like that, man. Okay. So essentially, you've been leveraging your own business. And for the people that don't know what your business is specifically, it has to do with credit repair and funding, correct?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. And then let's say, what do you think is the biggest needle mover that comes into play for a beginner that wants to go ahead and launch their own business? I always tell beginners that you have to invest in education. And then obviously there's going to be money up front that you have to invest into your business. So let's say that there is someone out there, and there's probably several people out there that are trying to leverage credit over using their liquidity. What would be your top 3 beginner tips on how they could raise up their credit to get the maximum type of funding for this business?
So the maximum type of funding for this business, I would say, for one, needs to be how you're structuring your LLC. Number 2, I would say, for one, your credit and who you're already doing. Like I would say this example, who are you already in bed with? Who are you already working relationships with? Do you have a relationship with credit unions? Do you have a relationship with tier 1 banks, let's say secondary banks? For example, secondary banks would be banks that are more local to their area, right? Tier 1 banks like Chase, Bank of America. Do you have already those relationships already established, right? And then what a lot of people really do sleep on is that they think that they need to go to these tier 1 banks when really they could go to any credit union who's willing to give up the bag for them, right? I would say the last one for one is you need to make sure your credit and your finances, which is like your debt to income ratio, is on point. That's what I would say is like the top tier packages.
Okay, those are good suggestions, guys. So if you guys are listening to Alex, he just gave you guys the top 3 actual tips if you guys are trying to maximize your guys' funding for your first business, especially if you guys are trying to build residual income. So let's go and pivot back to, I guess, the beginner mindset of actually launching your merchant services business.
Good.
What would you say is the hardest aspect of starting this business, especially when you're new?
It's definitely putting yourself out there. I would say for one, right, a lot of people get, where they can take all the information in, but they can't execute. Analysis paralysis, right? So it wasn't really like that for me, just because I have experience talking to strangers, because I used to knock on doors. So it was a very simple flex. I knew how to talk to people. I knew how to come across, but it was more my physical appearance, right, guys? I have tattoos, right? So it was more of a mental thing. Right, for me, it was more of like, hey, I don't know if I can knock this door because they're gonna judge me, which it happens a lot. I do get judged a lot, but until I can break the ice, then they find out I'm a really cool guy. I'm actually very smart, and they find out I have my own business, and they're like, wow, you're doing actually very well for yourself, and you're pretty young, right? So it always comes into a better conversation, but it was really more just myself, my own mindset, right? I have tattoos. That's why I stopped knocking on doors. I didn't like what I was doing at before. I was used to sell solar. Then I realized I was like, for one, that's just a mindset of my own. I'm just holding myself back. Let me go out there. Let me stand in front of these stores for like 5-6 hours and try to get leads. Let me try to make connections with people, right? So what I did recently, Paul, I would stand in front of a Smith Center, where people go shopping. I'd be like, I fix credit, but also I do these services. I do merchant services as well. I was standing out there for a little bit, right? So that's what got me leads. And then what else I did, guess what? Just to get more leads or just get more people in my pipeline, I would pass on my cards for credit and funding. I would go on to these Facebook group ads that have like network marketing in their city. I'd be like, hey, I fix ads. I can also help you guys fix your business, but also I can help you guys save money on processing fees. It just put me in way more connections, bigger groups. And then what happened is that people wanted me to start speaking at their groups and their communities. Then I ended up throwing my own. So now they have to come to my events. Now they have to come to me, right? So now I'm like just reciprocating it over and over again. Right? I'm going to go to your events. I'm going to speak, but now I'm going to throw my own where you guys all have to come to me now. And then I'm going to throw you in groups and in connections with other networking groups that I'm a part of. So you guys don't see the same faces that are normally at these events.
I like that. It's like a value exchange. You're telling them, hey, look, I can help you guys in your business. You help me in my business. And then you started setting up your own network conferences. And guys, when we say network conferences, it can range in size. It doesn't have to be thousands of people. It doesn't have to be hundreds of people. It could be a few dozen people, right? So
yeah,
how would somebody, especially a beginner, go ahead and actually start their own, you can say, network meetings in their city and town? How did you do it?
Well, for one, I went to a bunch of different networking events here in Las Vegas. There's so many networking groups here in Vegas. It's a very local community. For one, I started looking up businesses that had events, right? I would just look up on Eventbrite or Luma that had these events, and I would just show up. I would find the head honcho like Paul. Like I never met Paul in person until I met him in LA like a few months ago at the first event, right? And I said, "What's up, Paul?" Then he recognized me, saw my tattoos. Of course, he did, right? But he's like, "Man, I love your tattoos." And then boom, right? We just made a connection from there, right? So the way I did it, I would target the head honcho. Shake their hand, have a 5-minute conversation with them, tell them what I do, and then they'll find out, obviously, I have value very quickly. You say you fix credit, you get people funded, they're gonna be like, well, I have a community, you can probably help my people out, right? That's usually how it goes. Then I go to the next group, same thing, same strategy. I always talk to the head honcho or the right-hand person because I know they're always in their ear, right? So let's say John, if I met John, I knew Paul, John was Alex's right hand, I would talk to John, to be honest with you. Just because I want to be around his circle and I want to know who he's talking to, who he knows. So I'm definitely always paying attention. It's not just going, hey, I'm going to shake hands, let's do business together with any random stranger. I'm going strategically. That's usually how I do it.
And I mean, John, what would you say is one of the biggest pain points that a lot of beginners they face when they start this business?
Pain points is just I guess really getting out there and understanding the business, because from what we've seen is people are just they're scared. They're scared, and once they're taking that leap for them to start something new and getting out of their comfort zone, it's uncomfortable. But like we tell our clients is like, if you're not comfortable with being uncomfortable, then you're not growing. You're staying stagnant. So I guess one of the biggest things that they need to take is just, take that leap and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. I agree. So what do you guys think is the biggest needle mover that is incentivizing merchants to switch to you? I'll start with Robert first. What do you think?
What I think that I offer in value is, for one, I have unlimited number of resources, but also if they work with me, I always introduce them to, like, let's say my whole ecosystem, right? My network is your network now. Your network is now my network. But not only that, right? I offer so many different terms of services that they can take advantage of. And then from there, they end up wanting to work with me. So I think that's what separates me from almost, I would say, anybody else that does merchant services is, for one, this is a lifelong now relationship. Because not only did I help you get a car, get a house, get you capital, but now I helped you get money, and on the back end, now you're saving thousands of dollars. Right? So they can't say this stuff doesn't work, because once they go through the whole process, it's always it's a one-stop shop, pretty much, I would say.
Dude, I love that. So not only are you approaching business owners by saying, hey, I can help you guys with funding and credit, but I can also help you save a ton of money on credit card processing.
Exactly. Or I can help you open up a second location if that's what your dream is. And I can help you obviously get on that one as well, right? So there's a couple of different things I do. That's why I think that's what separates me from the pack, but also I'm showing my face. They know me in person. They can't say I'm hiding. They can't say I'm a scam. I'm out here throwing events. I'm also going to different networking events. So they're going to meet me eventually at some point.
That's fire. I like that. That's such a different approach than from what I've heard. Guys, I talk to thousands of people every month, actually. So it's crazy that how creative you guys can really make your offer, your value proposition to your merchants, just like what Robert's doing. John, what would you think is the biggest needle mover, or why are merchants so incentivized to work with our local business partners from Cashflow?
For one, it's because you're building that relationship with that business owner. So typically, usually with merchants, they just go there, like typical merchant would just walk into the business and sign them up, and they'll probably never see that person ever again. With us, we're making it more personal. We actually care about the business owner. We're actually trying to help them save money. Again, they don't have any, they already have these machines in their business, meaning they're already processing. They're already using these machines, and they're already they're losing money every single month. So when you go on there and you offer them something valuable and tell them, like, hey, I'm your guy. You don't have to go, look for me in the desert or somewhere out there. I'm your guy. I'm local in the market. So I'm the guy you'll be talking to consistently. Because a big thing that we see and I seen is I go into a business and I was like, hey, when's the last time you talked to your guy? They're like, I don't even know who he is. I don't know if it's the same guy. I talked to him one time. They set me up that one time, and that was it. I never spoke to him again. I'm like, really? I was like, well, how's everything going? They're like, well, I have this, and this. Well, let me look at that. You should start that conversation by looking what they need and helping them with it. So for me, it's more having that one-on-one support and that relationship, and letting them know, like, hey, I'm local. I'm not 20 miles away. I'm not 30 miles. I'm in your market. I'm the one coming here spending money. I'm the one getting this coffee. I'm the one getting these donuts. I'm your guy.
I think that's huge. And I think a lot of you guys are watching this right now. If someone does ask you, especially a competitor or someone else that says, what would make you special? What would make you stand out against Square, Clover, any of these banks, right? That they're billion-dollar, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, as you guys know. But what will make the little guy stand out, right? Now, for a lot of us, especially in the beginning stages, it's learning beliefs. One thing you guys have to understand, you guys are the expert. You guys have to go in there and really, really emphasize and use confidence behind who you guys are. Because at the end of the day, people are buying you, okay? You guys can see talking to two individuals that just ooze confidence. That John Hernandez has helped hundreds of serial entrepreneurs launch their residual processes, not only in credit card processing, but also in ATMs, guys. And then you have Mr. Roberto Ruiz, who has a credit repair agency, who has a funding agency, and he's able to package his deal. Man, dude, like it's so impressive. Like I wouldn't even say like the big advantage that you have, Alex. Okay, and I keep switching between Roberto and Alex, but the big advantage you have, Alex, is the fact that I think you should teach people how to launch their own funding company, dude, or repair company, and mix it with merchant services, or mix it with offering people the merchant services or the credit processing services, right? I think it would be a winning concept. I don't know if you ever thought about that. But guys, let's go ahead and switch over now to a role play. Okay, this is my favorite part, guys. Right? Because I role play with my guys 24/7 because we are the best when it comes to this industry as far as articulation, especially helping out beginners. Okay, so this is for everybody right now that is watching that is a beginner. And you guys are struggling with articulating your value. And how do you guys show your value? Well, we are here to help small business owners save. Okay, so I always like to do these practices with my actual consultants. So we're going to practice with you guys here now live. So the role play, here's the scenario. I'm going to be the merchant. You guys are the sales consultants, all right? You guys just came into my business. I do $200,000 in sales volume a month. And I'll make this very simple example, guys. I'm paying traditional processing at 3%. I want to hear your guys' pitch. Okay? So, to start us off, we're going to start off with Mr. John Hernandez. John Hernandez, go ahead and pitch me. I run a restaurant. I run a Peruvian restaurant. Peruvian food is the best. So, $200,000 in sales volume. I'm currently paying 3% to Bank of America because they gave me a free POS system, credit card terminal, and hey, I don't know any better. So pitch me. What is the value?
Perfect. So I'm gonna be like I'm walking into the restaurant. So I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So let me ask you a question. Are you paying fees every time you take a credit card payment?
Yeah, is it everybody?
Yeah, they are. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the cash discount? No? Okay, perfect. I'll get back to that. So right now, how much are you paying in processing fees?
I don't know, man. Like a few $1,000s, probably like a little bit over $5,000.
$5,000?
I mean, we're cash flowing, brother. People in LA, I'm in LA right now. People in LA love Peruvian food. I mean, slam.
Yeah,
outside the door.
You're killing it then. But
we're doing good. Brother.
Okay, so you're paying about $5,000 in processing fees. What if I say I can eliminate those for you?
How?
Well, let me put up something. Let me put you up on game. So it's called the cash discount. So right now, how much you say you're doing about 5,000? So you're roughly doing a little bit over 200,000 a month in credit card transactions.
Yeah, that's about the average 200,000. Okay,
so what I can do is I could put that money back into your pocket. How am I going to be doing that? This is where the cash discount comes into play. Is where you're giving the customer the option to pay with cash or pay with card. Meaning we're passing that 3% fee to the customer. Does that make sense so far?
Is that legal?
Yeah, it's 100% legal in all 50 states. It's transparent and it's legit.
Don't you think my customers are going to get mad and not come eat Peruvian food anymore?
No, the way you got to look at it is if your customers are coming in because of your service, because of your food, right? How long you been in business for?
A little bit over 7 years.
7 years. And has your prices increased in those 7 years?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, inflation,
Okay.
man. We're trying to pay our chefs.
No, 100%. So, but did you lose customers, or did you keep gaining customers?
No, we're the busiest we've ever been. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, people are willing to pay.
So they're coming to you for a reason, because they like your food. Well, they love your food.
Yeah, I mean, we're the best. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a few ways to go about it. When you're giving the customer the option to pay that, you're not forcing it upon them. You're just giving the option. It's just like the way you want to look at it is when you have a party of, say, 6 people, do you automatically charge gratuity?
Yes.
Is that okay? So are people stop coming in large parties?
No, we get large parties all the time.
Okay. So that puts me to my next point. So do you really feel if you're passing on that fee to the customer, they're really going to stop coming to the food that they love, that they've been here for you've been here for 7 years, and they just, you're the best in town?
When you paint the picture that way, man, no, I guess not.
Okay. And then on top of that, that money that you could be saving, you could, you could expand your business. That's an extra $5K a month. What can you do with that?
I can hire like another 2 boys. I can hire 2 more sous chefs. I could work a little bit less, spend time with the family. Yeah, I could do all sorts of things. It'll be pretty good.
Yeah, think about that. $5K a month. That's like $60,000 a year. That is just poof, going away.
Yeah, I mean it's closer to $6,000 month, but it fluctuates between 5 to 6K, but it's about $6,000. So I get what you're saying, John. I could save roughly what 60. That's what 72,000. About 72,000 a year. Yeah, so 72,000 a year. Yeah, I could definitely use that capital, man. It seems pretty good. But here's the thing: isn't cash going away? I mean, I don't even got an ATM. So how I don't want people to leave the business to go get cash.
No, it's wait. You say you have an ATM?
I don't have an ATM.
Yeah. Well, again, 95% of the market pays with card. Everybody pays with card. It's either going to be like tap and go. It's going to be on your phone. It's going to be with your Apple Watch. So again, paying with the credit card is a convenience. That's what it'll come down to. Everybody just wants to tap and go. And just look at it this way. If you see like a food stand on the side of the road and you like, okay, that looks good, I want to buy that. But you're always looking like, oh, it's cash only. Or if it's like they do Zelle, even though you have access to your phone with Zelle, Venmo, or Cash App, people don't want to do it because it just takes too much time. Like logging into your phone app, typing in the phone number, making sure it's the right person that you're going to send this money to. It just becomes an inconvenience. People are looking for convenience and speed. So that's why with the card, it just makes it that much easier.
But and how about the customers that want cash? I mean, what do I do about them?
Yeah, you take it as normal. You're not going to be pushing customers away. You're just giving them the option to do it. So even if they pay with cash, you get 100% of your profit. If you pay with card, you still get 100% of your profit. Either way, you're winning. And if you really want to, like, if a customer really gets upset or thinks about it, they're actually getting their money back and these points. A lot of people want to pay with credit card because they want to get their points. And you know why we use our points for travel, free dinners, tickets, for whatever the case. And so ideally, they're not really paying that. They're actually getting some of that money back to them because, these credit cards, if you pay with card, you get like 5% sometimes, 6%. So ideally, why is it for you to lose a little bit of that money because they're paying with cards? Just technically, they're getting a discount. So that's why everybody does it. If I could pay my mortgage with my credit card, I will. I pay everything with my credit card just because 1, my points, and 2, my points.
I like it. I like what I hear. Okay, pause. Pretty good. Alex, what do you rate that, man? What do you think? He did pretty good, or what would be some feedback that you would add on to that, or what do you think?
No, I thought it was good. I thought it was a straight shooter. I think he's a really good objection handler. Obviously, this is what he does. So I think for one, what I would have did differently, John, I would hit different on the value. So what I mean by the value is that, hey, just because you're processing 5K, do you see that? Because it's mostly swept under the rug. Do you see that as a problem? Mm-hmm. Sometimes they might tell you no. Sometimes they might tell you yes. I met one business owner that said, I don't see it as a problem because it's my tax write-off. I'm not sure if you ever run into that before, but I have a couple times. The second thing I usually ask is, what is your goal as a business owner? Are you trying to open up a second location? And that's where I kind of separate myself from everybody else, right? Because most people are just merchant services. Mm-hmm. What if I can help you open up a second location, saving you $60K a year? Would you need more funding to secure the second location? That's kind of like where I would separate myself from everybody. And then they're like, who are you? What do you do, right? Then I'm like, well, I fix credit, I fund businesses, but also I can take away your processing fees, right? But I like what I said. I'm a little more different than most people. So I usually go into their goals, personal goals, and then stuff like that as well.
I like that. We say, do you see that as a problem? And they're going to sit there and think about it. Like, I do see it as a problem. Like, it's $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month. Yeah. And then I can, hone in on that.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you go deeper in on that. Yeah, exactly. You go deeper on that pain point. Why is that a problem to you? Right. And then they're going to tell you, and then they're going to be like, okay, well, that can save you money on groceries. Like, they're going to give, a list of some stuff, and then you're going to hit on that and then double back on it.
On top of that, you can also say, if they say no, I don't see it as a problem. Like, well, why not?
Yeah. And they're going to tell you what.
You just look at them, stare at them with that eye.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
No, it was good though. You did really well. That was good. You're a closer for a reason. So.
I love it. Okay. So let's switch it up. Different scenario for you, Roberto. All right. So let's say I am a liquor store owner. Okay. You get the lead from Done For You Ads.
Okay.
All right. I saw your ad. I know you get ready to save me money, but I'm old school, but I want you to come to me at my liquor store and basically tell me how the whole shebang works. So what I'm looking for right here is I'm looking to see how your articulation is on the cash discount. I want you to kill it. I want you to break it down so good that someone who knows nothing about merchant services will understand what cash discount is. Okay, that is your goal. All right, cool. Let's go.
All right. So I'm walking in. Paul, nice to meet you, man. I'm the guy that you contacted for my ads on Done For You, on the Meta ads. Now I'm coming in person. Obviously, you saw I can save you some money. You clicked on the ad for cash discount program. What did you get from the ad, or what did you pick up from it, just so I can explain it to you?
Yeah, I saw your ad, really nice ad. It seems like, God put the ad in front of me, man, because I was just talking to someone that I was like, dude, I need to save money because, overhead expenses are just getting crazy. So then I saw your ad, and your ad says, if you're a business owner that's doing between $20,000 to $100,000 in sales volume, which I am, currently doing about $50,000 a month here at my liquor store. And I'm paying fees, which I am. I've been using Square for the past 2 years, and I'm paying fees that you can eliminate, and that's it. So I clicked that questionnaire that you have, and I just requested that you come see me because I just don't want to get scammed. That's it.
Yeah, totally understand. And just to hit back on that, I saw you said that you're hitting $50K a month processing. So I ended up multiplying that by 12. You ended up spending $600,000 in a year. Do you see that as a problem?
So I'm doing $50,000 in sales volume.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarifying that up. How much do you know how much you're processing currently with Square?
Well, I'm processing about 50,000 through Square. But as far as the interest, I'm getting charged about 2.7%. So we could say close to 3%, man.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up. That makes total sense now. So I can see that now. That's why you put the ad with me. So reiterating this just so you can understand how cash discount program works. So let's say, for one, do you know how much you're selling like the best liquor available? Obviously, this is the best shop you have, right? How much are you selling a bottle of Hennessy for?
Hennessy? Well, I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the good stuff or you're talking about like the average stuff, like you're saying the best. Let's make it easy. $200.
$200. Okay. So I'm going to explain to you just based off that ad how this works. Okay. So let's say, for example, your standard square terminal, you're selling it for $200, right? You don't see the whole profit. You really only get $196.50, right? The way the cash discount program works is, for one, we would actually eliminate that fee for you. So not only, Paul, would you get the full $200 moving forward, but actually we would flip the fee over to the customer. And guess what happens to that customer? They would actually get points on credit card points moving forward. Do you see if that would be a problem for you or your clients moving forward?
Well, I don't want to just add the fees to my client. I don't want to do that because I know other businesses that do that, and they get a lot of pissed off customers. So is that what this is? Where I'm just charging my customer without them knowing?
No, actually, you're going to be they're actually going to be very aware of it, because it's going to say with card, you're going to be paying the fee up front. You're going to pay for your own processing fee, right? So moving forward, you're actually, for one, you're going to be collecting money you never gotten. And two, the client is actually fine with paying the fee because a lot of them don't even notice it. There's a lot of DMVs, like you said, right? There's a lot of business owners that do it. There's a lot of DMVs that are now doing it. This is now the movement moving forward, right? This is a big blue ocean, right? You're just catching on to the wave. And I'm going to be honest with you, do you really think that clients, to keep you in business, because they love your liquor, right? They love the snacks. They love, let's say, I'm going to guess you probably have maybe dreams of opening up another liquor store to provide for you and your family. Do you really think a 3% difference passing over to the client to keep you in business would really piss off your customer?
I mean, I guess not.
Yes, not. Would you see this as a problem, passing the 3% over for yourself or for your family to keep you guys all above float with inflation and businesses obviously going out? Would you see that as a problem for yourself moving forward?
I mean, it would help. Would definitely help with the overhead expenses, for sure.
Absolutely. So with that being said, what would an extra, let's say, $5,000, $6,000 a month do for you and your family?
It would do quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Do you have dreams of possibly open up a second location or maybe a third?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. When do you plan on doing that?
As soon as I'm able to save more money, man. I mean, liquidity is everything.
Liquidity is everything. So I'm glad you said that, because liquidity is everything. This is your gateway to success. This needs to happen for your business, for this second business to launch, and for your girl to have financial freedom and for you to provide for your family. This is your gateway to success. This is why I'm here, Paul. And not only that, Paul, because I believe in God and I know you believe in God, guess what? I can help you open up that second business, because I can actually fund your business, because I also have a funding company.
All right. You seem sort of young, man. How long you been in business?
About 5 years.
5 years. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So would you say that this needs to happen today to get this done?
I mean, give me a proposal. You know, I'm a big visual guy. So if you know, I'll give you whatever you need as far as like information. And if you give me a proposal, then I'll be able to make my decision right there and then.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna pull up my onboarding form, and then we'll walk through the numbers, see if it makes sense for you. Okay.
Sure.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Okay, done. Great. So, guys, this is feedback. Okay, so for you guys watching right now live, give us your feedback. Right? Get real, good, bad. John, what would you give Roberto as far as feedback based on his answers, the way that he was talking to me as the merchant? What would you say?
Yeah, he did really well. Good job incorporating the funding and focusing on what he wants to do. You were really focusing on his pain. So overall, you did great. I think you did well done. But yeah, that's
Thank you.
you did
Yeah,
a good job.
if you want to critique me, bro, I actually like it. I like being critiqued. I like feedback because that only makes me better. Right? I don't mind being uncomfortable to grow.
No, you're good. Just give, I guess, more of a give it more of a visual as far as like what, like give an example. Like the model, like when you bring up the bottle, like, oh, this is $200. One thing what I could do is like, look, you know, people talk about inflation all the time. So let's use like the restaurant. Is if a family of 5 goes to a restaurant, Mexican food restaurant, every Friday, they buy $5 burritos, and that's their, it's like $50. Say it's $10 a burrito, it's $50. That business owner is losing, you know, 30 cents times 5. What's that? $1.50, right? $1.50. So inflation comes, and what do people have to do? Increase their prices, right? Because meat's more expensive, the tortilla's more expensive, everything's more expensive. Or instead of increasing their pricing, what they can do, and this is what you can tell the business owner, instead of increasing your prices, what you can do is just pass on that processing fee of 30 cents, which, you know, that family of 5, instead of increasing prices by $1 each, because each burrito would be $11 each, so that's $55. So now that same family of 5 that's been going there for a whole year, now it's $55 to them, not that $5. Or you could pass on the processing fee, which will only be $2. I think it's like 50 cents. Correct me if I'm wrong. What makes more sense to you, increasing your prices or passing on that processing fee? Passing on processing fee, yeah. And what else is gonna happen? One, you're staying competitive. Everybody else is increasing your pricing, but you're not. You're staying competitive. All you did was do a simple transition, passing on that processing fee to the customer. And then if a customer does ask, and just be like, hey, I'm just trying to stay competitive. I'm just trying to stay, you know, I'm trying to keep my business up to float. So instead of me increasing my burritos by $1, I'm just gonna pass on the fee, which makes more sense. And this is why. Again, customers don't really ask, but just to give you an example, when you start talking about the $200 bottle, I would just give an example like that. Like, hey, either increase your prices or pay the processing fee. Again, it's just another tool. But
no one's ever given me an example like that, so I appreciate that. That was good.
Great role playing, guys. I love that, guys. If you guys are enjoying the role playing, go ahead, comment John and Alex. Comment John and Alex down below in the comments. Blow it up, guys. Give it up for these two. They're doing phenomenal on this client success interview, guys. Absolutely good. Okay, so to wrap up this client success interview with Alex, what would you say? Okay, what would you say to a beginner that's on the fence with starting their own credit card processing business? You've been doing this for about a year now. You have 5 locations on top of having a full-time company that you're running as a sole entrepreneur. So I think a lot of people's mindset is, I don't have time to build another business. But hey, you're living proof, dude. You have multiple streams of income, you're making it happen. And also you are actually putting everything together as a nice package for your customers. So what would you tell to a beginner that's on the fence that says, I don't have any time to do a business? What would you tell them?
Get the done for you package with Paul. Get the done for you packages with Paul, right? Run the ads, run the stuff. They have the closes to close them, right? You'll have John closing them for you, or you might even have Paul even closing them for you. I'm not sure how Paul gets his hands dirty, but he might, right? Every once in a while. But I think at the end of the day, it's a mindset, right? You can be super stagnant. You could take in all the information, but I know a lot of people that have hundreds of thousands of followers, but they're still broke, right? Why would you want to take all this information and do nothing with it, right? You got to be a person of action. If you're not willing to at least walk into businesses, you should at least be willing to show your face and say that I at least run a business. The second thing I would say is just shake a hand. One handshake, I'm a living testimony of this. One handshake can make you guys thousands of dollars. Going to different networking events, just even like popping up at someone you don't even know, right? Just telling your business, right? I'm always in work mode. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really ever put down my phone. My mind is always working. I'm always thinking of some ways to connect somebody or connect myself with them, right? But I always start with personal. What is your goals, John? Like, what are your goals, Paul? Like, what do you do for business? Do you have a family? Do you like hiking? I'm always asking that first, because instead of me going to a networking event and saying, hey, what do you do for work, right? I'm just going straight to the punch. I actually want to get to know this person. I actually want to see if we even connect. If we don't connect, or if I say like, oh, like, I don't think there was a vibe, I'm not going to work with that person. But just an advice, I would say, for one, if you want clients, go to networking events, go to pop-out events in your city, and look up anything that's around the circle. Then from there, if you're a beginner, introduce yourself, wear your shirt. I do merchant services. I eliminate processing. I can help you guys save thousands of dollars on the back end. You know how so many business owners tell me that, oh yeah, I need capital, I need to fix my credit, but also, yeah, I've been paying like $50 every time I get a sale on Square or Stripe. Done deal. I'm a one-stop shop. I got you. Guess what? I know a guy named Paul who will kill the game for you. I know he'll help you up with cash. You got it. Talk to John Hernandez. You got it.
Your network is your net worth, guys. So, Alex, what would you say is, or actually, better yet, I wanted to ask you about the ads, because I know that you were able to get your 5 accounts without the ads, and now you're deploying the ads for yourself. You started it last month. What did you have to do to get that set up? How was the process for you? If somebody was to ask you, hey, what do I have to do to get that set up? What would you tell them? How is the process from A to Z for you?
Well, for one, if you're already inside the cash discount program, right, you're gonna, obviously you got the ads flat, right? Your team, right? That's what they're there for. Your back-end team, right? Those are my guys. That's my support system. I appreciate everything they do. So for one would say, hey, I want to talk about ads. I want to know how it works, right? Then from there, you're gonna talk to the big dog Q. The big dog Q is, guess what? He's gonna put you in connection with the next team member. Paul, it's escaping my name. What is his name again? For the ads team?
Oh, you're talking about Nicholas and Philip.
Nicholas, right. You're going to talk to Nicholas. Nicholas is going to help you go through the whole process with you. There's a couple of videos that you need to do. You got to create some content. If you're new to content, I would say, for one, don't be afraid to put yourself on camera, right? That's everyone. If it's not selling, it's putting themselves on camera like this. Be honest with you guys, I'm an introvert. I don't like being on camera, but I do it anyways because I need to grow. I need to obviously show my face and what I do, right? I don't even like talking to people, but I do it anyways. Who would have thought that would have been my job, right? But at the end of the day, I'm putting myself out there, and I'm obviously turning the wheels. You get 1% better daily, brick by brick. It's a daily grind. It's a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. You will tire yourself out. So the next thing I would say, for one, Nicholas, at the end of the day, once you go through the whole process, the whole system, which is pretty seamless and it's very smooth, from there, the ads start running. Put your card on file, boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. So your ad leads start coming in. Now you better be ready to close those leads because it's going to be you. Now, unless you get the done for you, close the team with Paul and his team, then that's different.
Great explanation of the process. John, who is the right fit for Done For You ads? Because this is what I tell everyone, okay, is we go ahead and we have an offer that will work for everybody. But sometimes there are people that want to be a little bit more proactive, right? They're like, dude, I want to get my hands dirty. I want to go ahead and door knock and cold call and do all this stuff. And that's cool. We actually like embrace that. So what if somebody that doesn't have time and doesn't, I guess you could say, have the energy just because they have a lot of personal things, in their life? Who would you say is the ideal client for Done For You ads?
Honestly, I think it's for everybody. But if I wanted to really narrow it down, it's someone that's working 40 plus hours every single week, that has a family, that has, kids that need to take to sports, because let's keep it real. I'm a family man. I have kids, they have sports, school, after school programs, work, a little bit of everything, right? So ideally it's honest. Again, I'm going back to it for everybody. If you're working 40 plus hours, or if you're working 40 hours and you have a family, it's for you, because we're taking away 85% of the work from you. You still got to do a little bit of work, 15%, which is not too much, where a business owner is reaching out to you, already interested. Again, like Paul said, and Alex, they saw your ad, they have a pain, they want to eliminate this pain. They go into your ad, they click on it, they fill out the information, they put their business name, how much they're processing every single month, what machines they're using. And this is the kicker. They're going to type in their phone number. Once they type in their phone number, they send them a verification code. And they type in that code and boom, goes straight to you. Now, a business owner went through all those steps to get in contact with you or me to explain, like, hey, you have something that I want. How do I get more information? But to going back to who I think it's for, I honestly, it's for everybody. But if it's someone that's kind of scared to go out there and, door knock, then yeah, get out of your comfort zone, do the ads, build that confidence, and then start doing door knocking. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have two different funnels. You're gonna have the ones that you build up by yourself, and you're also gonna have the ones that we're building for you. So that's it. That's all I have.
All right. Fire. All right, gentlemen. So I think that wraps up our interview for today. Alex, where can someone who's watching this either on YouTube or currently right now live find you, brother? What is your handles?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. Would be I am Robert Alex Ruiz, and then you can connect with me on Scourge in the Cash Fight community, and then YouTube. I also have my YouTube channel. It's the same thing. I am Robert Alex Ruiz. So that's where you can easily find me. I'm a very accessible guy. I respond also very fast.
Love it. Guys, make sure to reach out to Alex. He is a wealth of knowledge, whether you guys are trying to do credit repair funding or you guys need some tips on credit card processing, okay? And then, John, where can they find you?
They can find me at cashswipe.John Hernandez on Instagram. Shoot me a follow. If you guys have any questions, send me a DM. You can also send me a DM on school as well. And yeah, that's it. Again, simple guy. Keep it simple.
I love it, guys. Well, with that being said, guys, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, get a like, drop a comment, and also share with a friend. My name is Paul Alex, founder of Cash Life. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.